Chapter 5 has finally released, and this looks like it is going to be one of the best chapters in the history of Fortnite. We have a bunch of brand new items, brand new movement mechanics, an entirely brand new map as well, but my favorite part would have to be all of the brand new items in the game. And in this video, guys, I'm going to be showing you the 25 best pickaxes to use in Chapter 5. Make sure you guys watch all the way through and let me know which one is your favorite in the comments down below. And if this video can reach 5,000 likes, I'll be giving away 10 free battle passes in the comments down below. And all you have to do to enter is hit the like button and the subscribe button. But that's enough talking, let's get straight into it, and we're starting off with the secret scimitars. These were just added to the game in the battle pass. I think these are actually going to be really underrated because they are dual-handed pickaxes. A lot of people do prefer to use the more simplistic pickaxes in the game, and I feel like the default animation of pickaxes just seems to be the more popular style. These are actually quite cool though. I think the dual-handed pickaxes do look really underrated. These also have a pretty simplistic design, but the one weird thing that I do notice is they actually glow quite bright with the blue color. I don't know if this is a bug or if this is actually how Fortnite intended them to be, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. Obviously, there are some other better battle pass pickaxes that we did get during Chapter 5, so make sure you guys keep on watching to see which ones those are. But let's move forward though, guys, to the number 24 position, and we have Catwoman's Grappling Claw. This is actually a really underrated pickaxe in the game today. It was introduced back during Chapter 2, so it is actually one of the oldest pickaxes on this list. I feel like a lot of DC pickaxes have actually become quite popular and tryhard, but Catwoman's Grappling Claw is just one of those that does seem to be quite underrated today. It wasn't really popular when it first got added, and as soon as I saw it, I honestly thought this is going to be a tryhard pickaxe in Fortnite. It did start to become quite tryhard with a few pros and streamers using it though, but I feel like it has just dropped off now in Chapter 5 to the point where we hardly see anyone using it. I'm still a big fan of this. I think it is such an amazing pickaxe, and because it is pretty much one color as well, it's just going to fit in with all of the best skins in your locker. But we need to move on, guys, to the number 23 position, and we have the studded axe. This was added even earlier on in Fortnite during Chapter 1 Season 8. You can actually get this for 800 V-Bucks, and it is definitely one of the most tryhard pickaxes in the game today. This is tryhard for a different reason to a lot of other pickaxes though. Usually a lot of pickaxes are quite tryhard because they look really sweaty and really clean as well, but even though the studded axe does look sweaty and extremely clean, it is more known as a tryhard pickaxe because this makes almost no sound when you swing it. That is what a lot of tryhard players actually want to use. They want to use pickaxes that are going to make them as quiet as possible so they have the best chance of sneaking up on opponents, and the studded axe is just the perfect one for this. There have also been some other pickaxes in Fortnite that are very similar to this, and one of them would have to be the Spectral axe. This is actually added even earlier on in Fortnite before the studded axe was in the game during Chapter 1 Season 5. It is a 500 V-Buck pickaxe, so definitely one of the cheapest ones on this list. I think that is always really good. It's always good to see some really cheap pickaxes becoming quite popular in Fortnite, but since it is a Chapter 1 item, I just feel like we don't see that many people using it today. Because last season was Season OG, a lot of people did start to use this pickaxe again, which I think is really good. It was always good to see a bunch of people coming back to the game, and this was definitely one of those items that did start to gain popularity. Similar to a few of the other pickaxes we've already talked about though, I feel like it has started to drop off quite a bit, but one pickaxe that hasn't dropped off just yet would have to be Ray's Quarterstaff. Ray's Quarterstaff is a crossover pickaxe with the Star Wars franchise, and I think this is a pickaxe that is still popular in Fortnite today. We actually have quite a few different Star Wars pickaxes now in the game. Not too many of them do end up becoming tryhard though, but Ray's Quarterstaff is probably the exception to that rule here. You could also get this for quite a cheap price of only 800 V-Bucks, but what made this so good is that it has a really simplistic design. Even though it is one of the longest pickaxes in the game, it is still really simplistic and really small in profile as well. So I feel like that is what a lot of people love, and that is what they want to use as well. It doesn't matter what skin you are going to use this with because it is going to match it up absolutely perfectly, and the same can be said for our next pickaxe as well, which is the Vision. This also does cost 800 V-Bucks as well, which is really clean, and I think this just has to be one of my favorite pickaxes in the game right now. I would love to see some edit styles for this being added. I'm kind of surprised we haven't got an edit style for this already in the game. It has been in Fortnite since Chapter 1. It is one of the most loved pickaxes in the Fortnite community, and it is also a little bit of a meme pickaxe as well. I feel like that just adds to this though. It makes it even better than it already was, and if you guys are looking for a meme pickaxe that can also be used as a tryhard pickaxe, then I highly recommend you guys do pick up the the vision the next time it's in the store. It does reappear very often, but one pickaxe that probably won't reappear anytime soon is going to be Steve's bat. Steve's bat was added to the game with the latest Stranger Things collaboration. This was actually added to Fortnite during Season OG. We had 11 added to the game as well, and we saw all of the OG Stranger Things items being added back to the game as well. That just made it even better. I feel like this was one of the more unexpected collabs that we did have in the game. We had a Stranger Things collaboration back during Chapter 1. This introduced Chief Hopper and the Demogorgon to the game, but I don't think anyone expected more Stranger Things items to be added back, because we had these during Chapter 1 and we pretty much hadn't seen these ever again until Season OG. I mean, that is like 4 years since these items were added back to the game, but when we got 11 added to the store along with Chief Hopper and of course the Demogorgon added back, we also got a bunch of brand new pickaxes, and one of them was Steve's bat. This actually reminds me quite a bit of the Harley Hitter, and considering the Harley Hitter is one of the best collab pickaxes we've ever seen and also one of the most tryhard ones as well, but because these look so similar, I really thought Steve's bat would get the popularity and tryhard level that the Harley Hitter has, but it just hasn't reached that just yet. Let's move on though, guys, to another Battle Pass pickaxe, and this is the Poas Regret. This is actually one of the coolest pickaxes in this Battle Pass. It is designed for the Oscar skin, which is the tiger skin this season. What is also really cool is that there is an emote designed specifically for this pickaxe, which is basically just your skin sharpening this knife. I think that is really cool. It is sort of similar to a few animations we've had in the past, but nothing looks this cool. I think this is going to be a really good pickaxe moving forward, and it really wouldn't surprise me if this also becomes quite tryhard in the future as well. But let's move on, guys, to the number 17 position, and we have the Giant Nutcracker. The Giant Nutcracker is easily one of the biggest meme pickaxes we are ever going to see in Fortnite. It is one of my favorite pickaxes of all time as well, and was added to the game with the Futurama collaboration. I honestly feel like this was a collab no one expected. We have been waiting so long for a collaboration with The Simpsons, but they decided to collab with Futurama instead. That doesn't mean a Simpsons collab won't happen in the future, but it was really unexpected, and I think this is actually quite cool as well. Even though this is known as a meme pickaxe in the game, I feel like it could actually become quite tryhard as well. It is really unique and quite simplistic. It is pretty much one color as well, so it is going to fit in with all of your favorite skins, but the only thing that could make this even better was if we got a golden edit style for this. There is a golden edit style of the Bender skin, so I feel like a golden edit style for the Giant Nutcrackers would also be really clean, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Let's move forward, guys, to the number 16 position, and we have all of the katanas that have been added to Fortnite. There are just way too many katanas in the game to name every single one of them, so I'm going to be including all of them in at this position, and really just focusing on the one that I think people use the most, which is Michonne's katana. This is one of the first ever katanas that we had in the game. It was added during Chapter 2, Season 5, and definitely is one of my favorite katanas as well. I've been using this a bunch. I think it is really simplistic, and it is from one of the coolest TV show franchises of all time, which is The Walking Dead. I just think this pickaxe looks really clean. It is really simplistic. It does have a custom animation as well, and it was actually one of the first pickaxes in Fortnite to have a custom animation, which makes this even better. It doesn't really return to the store that often though, which definitely is the bad thing about all of the katanas, but one pickaxe that is never going to return to the store again is going to be the Trusty number 2. The Trusty number 2 was a Battle Pass pickaxe from Chapter 1, Season 3. This is actually one of the most OG pickaxes on this entire list, which is just so insane, and it is also going to be one of the rarest ones as well, because this is never going to be added back to the store. If you guys were grinding out Fortnite a long time ago, then you definitely have this in your locker. It was one of the most popular pickaxes in the game during Chapter 1. I just think it looks so clean, and it is really hard to find a pickaxe from Chapter 1 that is going to be better than this. Obviously, not that many people that were playing Fortnite during Chapter 1 Season 3 are still playing the game today. I feel like it is actually quite common to see people that did start during Chapter 2 or even Chapter 3, or maybe are just starting Fortnite today in Chapter 5. So if you are an absolute OG and you want to show people that you've been playing the game since the very beginning, then this is definitely a pickaxe that you need to use. One pickaxe that is a lot newer though is going to be the Vault Guardian. This was added to the game at the start of Chapter 4, and you could even unlock this for free as well. All you had to do was complete some challenges in a little mini heist battle pass, and you could get this for free. I think that was such a cool idea. Basically, you could grind out the battle pass, and then there were a few weeks where you could also unlock additional rewards, and the Vault Guardian was one of them. You could also buy your way through this, which is exactly what I did because I was lazy and didn't want to do all the challenges. So if you were like me, then you could also buy this, and it does feature in the store now quite often, and you can pick it up for 500 V-Bucks. I think this would have to be my favorite crowbar out of all the crowbars that we do have in the game. We obviously have so many now in Fortnite, but this is just definitely one of the best ones so far. You could always swap this out for something like the Gold Crow or even the original crowbar if you do prefer them, or you just already own them, but for right now I feel like the Vault Guardian would have to be my favorite. It might not be the best 500 V-Buck pickaxe in the game though, because we also have the Driver. The Driver was added to Fortnite during Chapter 1, Season 5, so it is definitely one of the oldest ones on this list, but I'm also a huge fan of this and still see quite a bunch of people using it in Fortnite today. I think the Driver is just going to be one of those pickaxes that always stays popular regardless of how long it has actually been in the game. We probably won't see too many people buying this in the future just because it has now been in the game for such a long time. If you already own it, then you're probably still going to be using it, but if you haven't bought it already, you probably just don't like the way it looks. I think it is a really good pickaxe though. It's going to fit in with every single skin in your locker, and regardless of what skin you are using this with, it is going to make it extremely tryhard. Let's move on though to a pickaxe that probably has been a little bit better than this, and that is the Reaper. Now the Reaper might be one of the most insane pickaxes that we do have on this list. This actually had the opportunity to be the rarest and most tryhard pickaxe we had ever seen in the game, but Fortnite decided to add this back to the store only a few seasons after it was first introduced. If you guys don't know the story behind this, basically when we had the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper added to Fortnite, we also had the Reaper. What made this so rare was that when the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper returned, they had exclusive edit styles for everyone that bought it the first time it was added to the game. But that didn't happen with the Reaper. They kept the Reaper the exact same, and every time since then that it is featured in the item shop, it looks the exact same as when it was first available during Chapter 1, Season 1. If they had added in an edit style similar to the Skull Trooper or the Ghoul Trooper, where it was an exclusive edit style for the OG owners, then this would easily be one of the most tryhard pickaxes in the game, but because that didn't happen, I don't think it'll be tryhard again. It is still a really good pickaxe though, and definitely an OG one as well, if that is what you are looking for. Let's move forward though guys to the number 11 position, and we have the Star Wand. This is by far one of the most tryhard pickaxes we are ever going to see. Even though it has started to drop off over the last few seasons, I still think it is more popular than pretty much every other pickaxe we have ever seen in Fortnite. I mean, the fact that this was added during Chapter 1, Season 8 and is still popular today just shows you guys how good this actually is. This is a pickaxe that pretty much every single tryhard player is going to own as well, which just makes it even better, and I'd honestly be surprised if there are tryhard players watching this video right now that don't own the Star Wand. I just think it has to be one of the most bought items in the history of the game. It is featured in the item shop pretty much more times than any other pickaxe as well, which just makes this even better. But I feel like we need to mention a pickaxe that was just added to the game, and this is the Ember pick. The Ember pickaxe is also another Battle Pass pickaxe added to Fortnite in Chapter 5. You can pick this up for 950 V-Bucks, so it is quite expensive, but considering all the other items in this Battle Pass as well, it definitely makes it worth it. What is really cool about this is that it actually has quite a simplistic design, but it does have a glowing fire that comes out of this pickaxe, which is a really cool addition and definitely makes it one of the more detailed pickaxes in the game. Because it does have quite a simplistic color style to it though, I feel like it is going to work with all of your favorite skins regardless of if they are tryhard or not, and it's definitely going to fit in with the Valeria skin which it was designed for. But let's move forward guys to the number 9 position, and we have the Icebreaker. I honestly feel like we've mentioned a few OG pickaxes on this list, and the Icebreaker is definitely one of them. It was added to the game during Chapter 1, Season 1, so it is easily one of the earliest pickaxes that we ever saw being added to the item shop, and also one of the cheapest ones as well, coming in at only 500 V-Bucks. I love the way this looks. It is very similar to pickaxes like the Driver as well, where it does have quite a simplistic design and it doesn't make too much noise, and that also means that it's going to fit in with every single skin in your locker. So regardless of if you own Thanos or the superhero skins, the Icebreaker is actually going to fit it perfectly. Let's move on guys to the number 8 position, and we have the Cold Snap. This is a little bit more of an underrated pickaxe in the game. I feel like a lot of people now have been using this, but it probably is one of the more underrated ones that we do see today. This really only became popular because Clix added this to the game with his very own locker bundle. We had been waiting for Clix to get a locker bundle for such a long time. I honestly thought he would be getting his very own own Icon series skin, and even though that might come in the future, the only thing that Clicks has added to Fortnite right now is a locker bundle. He included the Sparkplug skin with this and the Cold Snap Pickaxe, which is why I'm including this on this list. Clicks has such a big following and is easily one of the most influential players in the Fortnite space today, so whenever he adds a pickaxe or a skin to his very own locker bundle, you know that it is going to become popular straight away, and that is pretty much exactly what happened with this. I'm a huge fan of this though. I think it is really underrated and definitely one of my favorite pickaxes to use. It is quite big and bulky though, so if you want to use a more underrated item, one of them would have to be Lyon's combat knife. Lyon's combat knife is very different to the Cold Snap. It is one of the smallest pickaxes in the game. It takes up almost no space on your screen, which is what a lot of pros and streamers love, and I feel like that also helped this become extremely popular today. What makes this even better is that it only costs 500 V-Bucks as well. Usually we do have a lot of pickaxes in the game, especially crossover pickaxes that are quite expensive, so the fact that we had one for only 500 V-Bucks just shows you guys how good this actually is and how hard Fortnite is working to make items as cheap as possible. This doesn't really return to the store that often, and we do have a few pickaxes that look extremely similar to this, so if you guys are waiting for Lyon's combat knife but want something instead, then I honestly feel like the Slasher might be a better option. Slasher was definitely one of the more recent pickaxes added to Fortnite, and we saw this added during Season OG with the Michael Myers skin. Michael Myers was just such a cool collab. I was a huge fan of this skin, so it makes sense that the pickaxe that was added with this as well did become quite popular and sweaty. It probably isn't as sweaty as some of the other pickaxes we have already talked about, but it is definitely one of the smallest pickaxes in the game, which again, a lot of pros and streamers love. They want to use a pickaxe that is going to take up as little of their screen as possible, and this does a perfect job at that. It probably isn't as creative as some of the other pickaxes that we do have though, just because it is so simplistic, so if you are looking for a creative pickaxe, then a really good one to use is going to be the Candy Axe. The Candy Axe is one of the most expensive pickaxes on this list, coming in at 1,500 V-Bucks. That is sort of insane for a pickaxe that is this old. I mean, we don't really have a bunch of other pickaxes in the game at this price, just because I feel like no one ended up buying it, but the Candy Axe is probably the only pickaxe that I think deserves this price tag. I feel like Fortnite really should have added in the Merry Mint as an edit style for this. The fact that this pickaxe was pretty much designed based on the Candy Axe and added in as its very own pickaxe, it was also extremely rare and exclusive, just sort of took away from how good this actually was. If it was an edit style for the Candy Axe, then a lot more people would be using it today. It would also be a lot more popular and tryhard as well. So honestly, I feel like this is quite overpriced for what this pickaxe actually is. Regardless though, with Winterfest coming up, I think this is such a good pickaxe to use. It is reactive and animated, which just makes this even better. And if you are using a Winterfest skin, then you may as well use this pickaxe with it. But let's move on guys to the number 4 position, and we have the Rihanna Man Arm. This is a little bit of a weird choice. I feel like the Rihanna Man Arm is actually quite underrated in Fortnite today. It was added during Season OG with the Invincible collab, and I am a huge fan of Invincible, so it makes sense that I love this pickaxe as well. I think the skins that we saw in this collab were so sick. It is really hard to make a pickaxe for this collab though, since all the characters don't really use items like pickaxes, but I think it was a little bit strange that we didn't get pickaxes that were actually designed for the skins. They added in pickaxes that were part of the show and different characters. I would have loved to see a pickaxe specifically designed for Invincible or Omni-Man, so hopefully that is something that Fortnite does add to the game in the future, but honestly it doesn't look like that's going to happen. One collab pickaxe though that Fortnite have absolutely nailed has to be the Harley Hitter. This is an 800 V-Buck pickaxe in Fortnite and was first added back during Chapter 2 Season 1. It was added to the game with the Harley Quinn skin, and it is one of the most popular collab pickaxes we have ever seen, and one of the most tryhard ones as well. It had such a good design. I think it would have been cool to see a second edit style of this added, which would have been a more red edit style to match in with the Rebirth Harley Quinn skin, which was added during Chapter 2 Season 6. Unfortunately, that didn't happen though, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't add in an edit style for this. That would have made this pickaxe even more popular and tryhard as well. But I feel like in Chapter 5, it isn't as tryhard as it used to be, but one that definitely could is our next pickaxe, and this is the Scratcher. This is one of the coolest looking pickaxes we have ever seen in Fortnite. It sort of has that anime design to it, and that is because this is the pickaxe design for the Peter Griffin skin. Yes guys, we finally have Peter Griffin in Fortnite. This is such an amazing skin, and I think this pickaxe is also really underrated. Because so many people love the skin, I feel like they are just sort of overlooking the pickaxe, which does really suck about this, but I feel like as the season goes on and more people grind out this season, they'll realize how good this pickaxe actually is. You can also use this with all of your other favorite skins. I've actually been using this a bunch with the brand new edit style of Siren, and it does look so good. I could definitely see a lot of casual players loving this, a lot of meme players loving this, and a lot of sweats loving this as well. But that takes us, guys, to the #1 position, and the most tryhard and popular pickaxe in Fortnite today has to be the Leviathan axe. I feel like this has pretty much been the most tryhard pickaxe we have seen over the last few years. It is such an amazing pickaxe, and it is also one of the rarest and most exclusive ones as well. We first saw it being added during Chapter 2 Season 5. You could actually pick this up for 1,000 V-Bucks, and this has to be the best collab pickaxe we are ever going to see. What makes this so unique is that this not only has a custom animation to it, it is also reactive and animated as well, so it is literally the coolest pickaxe in the history of the game. It does also have quite a simplistic color tone to it as well, so it's going to fit in with every single skin in your locker, which in my opinion just makes this even better. But there you guys go, that is my list for the 25 best new pickaxes to use in Chapter 5. If you guys do want a chance to win a free Chapter 5 Battle Pass, make sure to go down and hit the like button and the subscribe button and let me know what your favorite pickaxe is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and click on the video on your screen now.